This is a video exposing an evil atheist, Abhinav Chauhan from India, because India doesn't have enough bad things. It has to have this guy too. He says it all depends on neurochemicals. So he says everything we do is based on chemicals. So everything we do is determined by physical laws. He says everything we do. But no, that's insane. Neurochemicals are influences. Otherwise, a rapist can say, it was the neurochemicals. I didn't do it. Nature did. Rape is a crime. Not liking a language is not. Irrelevant. The point is that if neurochemicals make us do things, then they make us do everything. Mind is spirit, not flesh. Freedom to think is impossible if we were puppets of nature, as atheists imagine. So I know the word freedom and I know the word liberty. So which one do I use? Whichever one I want. Nature doesn't make me do that. There's no reason to believe that nature would force you to do it either way. It doesn't make a difference to anything like survival. It doesn't even matter. And even if it did make a difference to survival, nature doesn't need us to exist. Moving on here. They do make us do everything. So when I rape a woman, I didn't do it, nature did. This is how atheists, fanatics believe. You just justified all evil. Because he says, nature makes me do it. It's not my fault, nature did it. Look, the atheist is so evil, he says there is no evil, it's all subjective. The relativism of liberals. The ones who believe there are no absolute truths. Well, is it an absolute truth that there are no absolute truths? So they do believe in absolutes when it suits them, because they're hypocrites. Now, see, this is an absolute statement. There is no evil. Well, that's subjective according to him, so this is a worthless opinion. Why is he spouting his opinion like it matters? Oh, so it does matter. So it isn't all subjective. It's subjective when he says it. Hypocrite. So how evil can you get that you say that murdering someone isn't wrong? It's not evil. There is no evil. Murder is alright because it's not evil. Because evil doesn't exist, opines this self-righteous atheist. How evil atheists are. They're evil ingrates. God will burn them forever. And I'm glad they will burn forever because they're evil liars. They don't care about the truth. They do anything to try to look like they're right even when they're obviously not. Say that when your wife is raped. Say there is no evil when your wife is raped. You're on the side of the rapist. The mind is clearly free to think. For example, if someone rapes your wife, nature doesn't want them to do that. Nature has no desire for them to do that. Nature doesn't care. And if they have a sexual attraction to his wife, that doesn't force them to rape. Men are sexually attracted to any hot woman. That doesn't force them to rape. There's a reason they don't rape. Because they choose not to do something so stupid. So it isn't. So since the mind is free, it is not a slave. Since it's not a slave, it's not a slave to physics. Since it's not a slave to physics, it's not physical. So the mind is metaphysical. The mind is spirit. So nature doesn't make us do anything. As far as, it does make us do some things. But here I'm talking about mental choices, like which color shirt do I wear? In this context of choices, what he would call illusory choices that are just illusions to him. In that context, nature doesn't make us do that, because nature doesn't care if you use a blue shirt today or a red shirt. It doesn't give a damn. It has no feelings and it has no intentions. Nature doesn't need that to happen. Why would it make it happen? There is no physical law that determines that you will choose red or blue. It has no difference. It makes no difference. Your atheist delusion is literally worse and more evil than Nazism. How? Because Nazism tries to justify a lot of evil, but his atheist delusion is that all evil doesn't exist, which means if you commit evil, it's not really evil, so it's alright. So atheists are worse than Nazis. They're really worse. So he says, can you prove it's not? I think he's referring to, because he's vague, I don't know what he means by it. Can you prove it's not a slave to physics? He says, I think. Yeah, it's easy to prove. I just point to the fact that you know people are aware. And since he knows people are aware, he knows guilt is real. And since he knows guilt is real, he would not say that a rapist of his wife were innocent. He's not that stupid. If someone steals your money and cuts your neck, would you blame them or say they are innocent because nature made them do that? Let's see if you practice what you preach. Lo and behold, the atheist does not. He doesn't answer my question. Remember this question. Is a rapist and a murderer innocent? Because according to him, nature makes him do what they do. He doesn't answer. He doesn't answer. He's afraid. You need to improve your reading abilities, and even more so, you need to start reading full sentences. Ad hominem facit. You can't say that I said something just because you stopped reading in the middle of a sentence. Lying. Because cherry-picking words... I didn't cherry-pick anything. He's lying. From somebody's comment is a two-way street. Read again. Think about what you've read, and then we can continue the discussion. Talking to me like I'm a child when you haven't proven anything I said wrong. You're just running away from my question that easily checkmates you. Easily shuts this guy down. Well, it prompts him to start spouting a lot of shit. But it's all empty rhetoric. Empty garbage. Watch. Otherwise, you can continue this in front of the mirror. Over here. 12 hours ago, this person appears, this mask appears, the sock puppet account appears 12 hours ago, and this was also 12 hours ago. Oh, what a coincidence. I checkmate someone who justifies all evil, evil like lying and impersonating someone, evil like trying to deceive people by using a sock puppet account, yeah, like that. Someone who justifies all evil comments after being checkmated without answering the question because they're cowards. If they typed, I have no idea what I'm typing, they would have as much substance as this post. There's nothing here. It's just lying. So he supports himself. He pats himself on the back. He uses his other account to say that what he said was good. In the same timing, 12 hours ago, this is the profile. This channel doesn't have any content. It's obviously a sock puppet account. And look how ridiculous it is. Vladimir Putin? So it's a very silly troll-ish account, not really a troll. Because he actually wants to believe that evil doesn't exist. Because he is evil, and he wants to justify whatever he does. As, nature made me do it, so I'm not really wrong, even though I'm fully aware of when I choose to do evil. That's how evil atheists are, these fanatics. They're absolutely evil. You know why they hate the Bible? Because the Bible says you won't get away with it. So he pats himself on the back, this ridiculous sock puppet loser. So if somebody cuts your neck, you'd say they are evil. So what he's trying to say is, I didn't prove what I said because I'm just opining that they're evil. But the point is that you can be aware, and you are aware, in many cases, of your choices. For example, He chose to say prove. He could have said demonstrate. Can you demonstrate it's not? He chose this. He also chose not to capitalize the first letter because he's lazy. Which doesn't really matter because, it's YouTube. You don't have to capitalize all the time. But the point is, these things that nature doesn't care about, why would it? Nor does nature care, of course. These things, he chose them. He knows choice exists. So why do I need to prove to him that choice exists when he's fully aware of it? He's just lying. Atheists are disgusting liars. Except maybe the agnostic atheists who don't argue like this person, and atheists who are babies. The default position of ignorance is atheism. Some people regress to their backwards, primitive state of atheism. I'm so glad I'm not an atheist. I'm so glad I evolved. So his sock puppet account can't save him because his sock puppet account, just like him, is running away from the same question that applies to the same sock puppet account. He says, what kind of gay mentality is this? So he's just being insulting, and what does gayness have to do with anything I said? Other than that homosexuality is evil, lying about the purpose of your body. Born that way, no you're not. If homosexuals are born that way, necrosexuals also are. And you can get consent from a will preemptively for necrophilia. So they don't have that, they can't use a consent card to deny them of equality that they claim they deserve. when they can't have it because homosexuality can't make life. Heterosexuality does. So they will never be equal, no matter how many liars join the rainbow-stealing sin parades. So you're afraid of my question, which proves you don't even believe what you're saying, atheist, since you refuse to call whoever raped your wife innocent, which is what his atheism implies. Nature makes us do everything because we're not spirits, we're just natural aspects, and we're just dominoes in a domino effect, so we can't really choose anything. Physics determines all. Nature made me do it is implication of atheism. So you don't want to answer my question because that'll discredit you as a massive cuck. Atheists, by choosing to be atheists, are cucks because they say that whoever would rape their spouse is actually innocent. To be an atheist is to be a cuck. To be an atheist is degrading and dehumanizing. Who is so irrational, he would say it's alright to rape your wife. Nothing else you said contradicts my conclusion, so I didn't cherry pick, you lying atheist. Excuse the redundancy. Proof the mind is free to think is that we can be aware of our choices. You refuse to take responsibility for your own actions, blaming nature for your mistakes. To deny universal experience on being aware of many choices is like denying the sun is real when it is also based on awareness. Double standard. But some would say, well, the sun is objectively, empirically visible and measurable. Doesn't matter, because it's based on our awareness. Just like choice is based on our awareness. And you know what? The things that you can see one day won't exist or won't be in the same form and will have become something totally different, pretty much. So what you can see doesn't last forever, but what you cannot see, like logic, is eternal. So actually being aware of something eternal has more worth than being aware of something that doesn't last. So I told the sock puppet account, no, not well said. He was just a coward just like you because you're one and the same. You're both afraid of the question you refuse to answer. This channel doesn't have any content. What a joke. What a joke. Oh, certainly not a sock puppet account. See, this is another atheist exposed. Atheists are disgusting, evil liars. You'll all burn forever. I worship God because he'll burn you evil ingrates forever.